Hi everyone and welcome to Mellow Flow class of today. So for Mellow Flow today, let's use a piece of wool and pillows, 2 blocks and a strap. So let's just prepare thing that we can use, and we will start with Gomukhasana, the cow face pose. So I suggest that you stay close to the wall and there's a space between you and the wall. So for Gomukhasana, the legs will be your right knee on top of your left knee first. If you feel like you cannot sit with your sitting bones on the floor, then let's sit on a pillow or a block. So you lift your hips up, and here you are. And then let's start with your right arm underneath and your left arm on top. So whichever leg on top, let's put that arm underneath. Hold the strap with your left hand and then hold your right hand on the strap. So from here you can think of going back closer toward the wall so that you can put your left elbow on the wall and stay here. You can close your eyes and stay here for a few breaths. Walk your hands closer and closer. You may hold your hands, but you don't have to. If holding your hands means that your arms will be pressing down to your head, then don't do so. Prefer to keep your spine neutral and close your eyes. So now think of bringing both of your elbows and shoulders behind you. And maybe after a while you bring your hands closer and closer. Try to bring your shoulders away from your ears. And after a while, hold your hands even closer. Whenever you inhale, feel the stretch. And see where it's happening. So to me right now is on my right arm, in the front of my right shoulder. So what happened in the right arm right now is shoulder extension. When you are bringing your shoulder, you are bringing your arms behind you. It's the other action, the opposite action to shoulder extension, to shoulder flexion, which we do in plank pose and poses that you have to put weight on your arms. So every time you feel like you get used to the pose and you may gain some more, you walk your hands closer toward each other. And always keep your right shoulders low and away from your ears. Stay for a few more breaths. And then slowly slide your hand away from each other in the strap and remove the strap. Let your arms staying on the side of your body. So what I felt was this part, which I use a lot in plank chaturanga and such. I'm going to lay down onto my, stick my belly on my side and try to keep both of my sitting bones on the floor or on the pillow in Gomukhasana, the cow face pose, and stay here for a while. So if you feel like you cannot stack your knees on top of each other, you can do fire log pose, or you can sit in Gomukhasana. You can do fire log pose. So it will look like this. Or you can sit cross leg with your right leg on top of your left leg. And you don't have to perfectly stack your knees on top of each other, because I can't do that neither. So just try to put your knee as close to on top of each other as you can, and forward bend. Stay here for a while and feel the stretch happening on your right hips. Maybe you can put your forearms down to the floor and put your chin on your knee. But think of pressing your hips down to the pillow that you're sitting on or the floor. And maintain your long and slow breath. Stay for a few more breaths. And then slowly get out of this pose. Open your legs and shake your legs a little bit. You can lean into the wall and take a small break here, so that you feel like normal again in your right hip. So what we did was legs, hips adduction. That means you bring your legs close to each other. And then let's change sides. So now bend your left knee and put it on the top of your right knee. So maybe you will look like this, and this is fine. But try to keep both of your sitting bones on the floor. If possible, stack your knee on top of each other. So now your left leg will be on top of your right leg. We're going to hold the strap with your right hand and bring your right arm over your head. Gomukhasana. The other hand will hold the strap from the below. And try to walk your hands closer and closer to each other. So here I can clearly feel that my left side is not as stiff as my right side, because I can hold my hands very easily now. But I'm going to keep sitting up straight. Think of how you want to bring both of your elbows to touch the wall behind you. And you can close your eyes here. So with this side, when I hold my fingers, I can feel how my left shoulder is stretching. But on the other side, I can only hold in the strap. And I already feel it. So my right side is tighter than my left side. Notice on your body to see clearly which part on your body is it stretching right now. Maybe you're not stretching in your shoulder. Maybe somewhere else. But make sure you are sitting in a neutral spine position. Maintain your long and deep breath. And keep your head neutral and stacking right on the top of your spine. So don't let your arm cross your head down. And think of how you are bringing your shoulders and your elbows back and back so that you can touch the wall. Anytime you feel like you can walk your hands closer to each other on the strap, you can do so. And now after a while I can feel the stretch happening on my right shoulder also, somewhere in my armpit and the muscles around the armpit area. So the longer you sit in the pose, the more you will feel that the shape of the pose will reveal to you where you feel tight. Keep listening and observing your body. For the last few breaths. And then you can slowly release your hands. Bring your arms out to the side of your body and release the strap. Stay here for a while to keep your arms relaxed after the stretch. And then you can start bringing your belly closer and closer to your thighs in the forward bend. So ideally, your knees are stacking on each other. If you are not with your knees stacking on each other, it's fine if they are apart. And keep both of your sitting bones on the pillow or on the floor and bring your chin down to your chest. So as you lay down forward bend in Gomukhasana, you will feel how the left side of your buttock is stretching. Maintain long and deep breath. And always listen to that part that is opening up. I feel like it's very deep inside my left buttock. But maybe to you it's more in the surface of your body. So try to describe your own feeling in this stretch. Stay for a few more breaths. And then slowly get out of the Gomukhasana pose. Sit up straight. You can lean into the wall and unlock your legs. Keep your legs in front of you and shake your legs a little bit. And when your legs feel great again, let's sit facing out and turning your right side toward the wall. So here we're going to do some familiar neck stretch, and we're going to add some hands and wrist care too. First, let's put the top of your hand into the wall, like this. And try to push your hand into the wall. And once you're here, let's bend your elbow. So you want to fold at your wrist more and more by sinking your elbow low and low. And feel the stretch happening along your forearms. Let's just stay here. You can close your eyes and feel this stretch. So try not to let your hand turn to the side. Always keep pointing your finger down to the floor. And think of how you are bringing your elbows toward the floor. Let's close your eyes here. And feel this stretch. We have been using your hands in extension in the wrist, like this, very much in plank, chaturanga and all the arm balance. So we're going to do this action that is wrist flexion to stretch, to balance it out. So to me, I feel like it's running all from the top of my hand to these muscles on my forearms. It's actually a very nice feeling. Think of how you want to bring your elbow to touch the wall too. Of course you can't, because that is too much of a joint action, too much flexion. But that's how we lengthen the muscle. And then let's slowly get out of this pose and shake your hands gently. You can let your hand rest before we do the other. Before we do the next pose. So put your hand on the wall. And now let's use the other hand and support you in stretching the fingers. So let's start with your index finger. Pull your finger away from the wall while you try to press the root of your finger down to the wall. Think of how you want to touch your finger to your forearm. Of course, again, that's impossible, but that's where we want to go, that direction. So you can move continuously between finger closer to the wall and then finger away from the wall. And anytime you feel like you can take the stretch, stay still. And maybe straightening the elbow. And then let's do the same with your thumb. Try to press your hand down and open your thumb out. The same here, think of how you want to bring your thumb to touch your forearm. Again, it will not happen. Maybe to some people it will. But try to press the root of your thumb down to the wall as you bring your thumb away, so it's stretching you in the muscle, this big one, underneath your thumb. You can close your eyes and feel the stretch. And then your middle finger, so the same thing, pick it out away from the wall. while other fingers and the rest of your hand will be still sticking on the wall. And then your ring finger, so where other fingers try to be on the wall, and you pick one finger out so that you stretch the inside of your hand, the palms. Ooh, something with this finger that make me feel very much stretch inside my hand. And if you try to straighten your elbow too, maybe the stretch will be all over your wrist too. Whew. And then the pinky finger. This one is a bit more stretchy. Oh, actually it's not. Yeah. Okay. And then you can relax your hands. So what we do every day is that we tend to grip a lot, like this. You holding everything here and you work with the computer. We do most things here, but in yoga suddenly we have to stretch all the fingers out. So it's quite an extreme movement. So stretching the fingers like this may help you in putting your hands flat on the floor in arm balance your poses. All right, and now let's do the split with your fingers. So let's put one finger on the wall and the next finger we try to do the split. Think of the split you do with your legs, now you do with your fingers. Ooh. This is a lot. So now my index finger is in the front and my middle finger is in the back. And then I'm going to change sides, so my middle finger will be in the front, my index finger will be in the back. And then I will go to the next couple, that is the index, the middle finger and the ring finger. Ooh, stretching in the muscle between the finger here. And then change. So now my middle finger will be forward and my ring finger will be back. And eventually my ring finger and my pinky finger. Actually, I enjoy this, but too many people with very tight hands, it's quite scary for them to do these kind of things because it feels really weird between the fingers. Alright, and eventually the thumb and the index finger. So I'm going to try to stretch. This is quite stretchy in most people, but let's give it some bit more stretchy. It actually feels really good in the thumb. Okay, and then I can get it out. So my right hand feels like completely new and more space than my left hand. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same on my left side. I'm going to turn so that my left side will be facing the wall. First, the stretch in the top of the hand. So I'm going to point all my fingers down to the floor and put the top of my hand into the wall. I'm going to turn my elbows so that it faces up and my elbow will face down. And then I bend my elbow. So I push my hand into the wall and bending my elbows. Think of how I want to stick the top of my hand into the wall and bring my elbow closer and closer toward the wall. Feel like it's a lot of stretch on this side. So there's a big stretch coming into the inside of the wrist and on the top of the forearm. If you want to imagine, you can think of how you want to flex your hand so much that your finger can touch your forearm. But it's very hard to happen. But maybe some people can do it. Actually, I don't think anyone can do it. It's very extreme flexion. So again, this action we are doing here is wrist flexion. It's opposite to wrist extension. That's what we do in plank, down dog, chaturanga, cobra, up dog, and or arm balance. And basically, yeah, or yoga poses that you put your hands on the floor, except for upward plank. Or yoga poses that you put your hand on the floor. So you never put your hand this way with the top of your hand on the floor. So now we're going to do this action so that it stretch the muscles that flex, that extend your wrist. And try to bring your shoulder low, so don't move the tension from one place to the other place. Keep your neck relaxed too. And then you can slowly get out of this and relax your hand a little bit. Let move your hand gently before you put the palm of your hand on the wall. And now we're going to stretch the finger. So let's start with your index finger. I'm going to pick it out away from the wall. Try to keep the rest of your hand on the wall. I can feel it stretching very much in the thick, choppy muscles inside the finger. And then my middle finger. So everything else resting on the wall, but I'm going to pull my middle finger away toward my forearm. Listen to the stretch happening. Could be at the root of your finger or somewhere inside your palm. And then my ring finger. So trying to press the rest of your hands, including other fingers, down toward the wall. Ooh. And then my pinky finger. This one can stretch a lot. Be careful and gentle with your fingers. They are very tiny and subtle. And then my thumb. So keep the whole hands on the floor and pull my thumb back. It's like you want to touch your nail to the forearm, to your wrist. Of course, that's impossible. But feel the muscles, the big muscle at the root of your thumb is very big. Maybe the biggest muscle in your hand. Now we're stretching it. And relax. So now we're going to do the split with your finger. Let's start with your index finger forward and your middle finger backward and stay here. Try to bring them away from each other. You can close your eyes and feel it stretching. It's stretching very much. I almost feel like I'm doing Hanumanasana. And then I would change leg. So my middle finger forward, index finger back. And then ring finger forward, middle finger back. This is very much. And then middle finger forward, ring finger back. Try to bring them away from each other, just like you do with the leg in the rear split. And stay there for a while and find new length, new space. And then the last couple, that is your ring finger and your pinky finger. Seems like this one can stretch a lot. Okay. And then pinky finger forward and ring finger back. Alright, and then let's do the big thumb and your index finger. So this in most people is quite stretchy already, but let's make it a bit more stretchy. So let's hold all four fingers in one side and your thumb in the other side, and feel stretching between your thumb and your index finger. And then slowly release your hand from the wall and shake your hand slightly. You can move your fingers. And how does it feel on your hands? I like these stretches, especially if I need to write or to type a lot with the computer. So these stretches are very good. Now let's hold your right hand on all the fingers on your left hand and pull it back. So it's like you want to touch your fingers into your forearms. Now you're in a deep wrist flexion. And look at all the big muscles inside your hand that are being stretched right now. And then the other side. So let's hold your fingers and your thumb and pull them back. It's like you want to let them touch the forearms. And look at all the muscles that show now. And then release your hands. It feels so nice on my hands, but not so nice on my shoulder because I have to keep them like this. So now we're going to stretch the shoulder. So now we're going to stretch your neck and your shoulders a little bit more. Let's sit on the pillow with your back resting on the wall. And now make sure your whole spine is resting into the wall. Bring your shoulder into the wall and bring your shoulders down. So now bring your right shoulder down and bring your head to the left side. Think of how you want to touch your shoulder into the wall and down toward the floor, but your head will go to the side. Stay here for a while, and you can bring your face down to looking at your left shoulder. And then slowly turn your face up to looking at the sky. And still bringing your head to the left side. Always stick your right shoulder to the wall and then bring your face down to look to your left shoulder again. Bring your face to look straight in front of you. And still bringing your shoulder to the side. And still bringing your head to the side. And then face looking up. Let's do this a few more times. Face looking down, very slowly and gently. Face looking up. And face looking down. Face looking up. So if you feel tight on your neck and shoulder, you can do this a few times during the week. Or basically every time you finish working. You can find a wall or do this even without a wall. Or you can even do this right on your chair. Then I'm going to bring my head to the center in the neutral position. And then I will push my right shoulder even more into the wall and bring it down. And bring my face to the left side. So think of how I want to bring my left cheek to touch the wall on the left side. And pushing my right shoulder into the wall and down. If you want to, you can support with your hand, using your hand to help your head to turn more and more to the side. And then get out of the pose and come back. And now we're going to do the same with your other side. So let's sit with your shoulder on the wall again. Bring your left shoulder down and turn your head to the right side. So your left shoulder will be on the wall and down toward the floor. Bring your head to the right side. For some reason, I think because I have been doing arm balance these days, I feel very tight on my left side. So this is a good stretch for myself. Keep bringing the head to the right side while your right shoulder will be bringing down to the floor. And then start turning your face to look down to your right shoulder. Turn your face to look up to the sky. And keep the movement very slowly and gently. Whenever you feel a stretch that you like, you can just stay there. Stay for a bit longer before you keep moving. And keep the movement really slow and gentle. Maybe you will discover a new aspect of the stretch. A new side of your neck that needs stretching. Few more time, keep on breathing as you do this, and always bring your shoulder to the wall and down. Stay anywhere that make you feel relaxed. Stay anywhere that give you the stretch that you want. And then let's get out of this pose too. So bring your left shoulder down in the wall again and turn your face. So think of how you want to bring your right cheek to touch the right shoulder, to touch the wall on the right side, and bring your chin to touch your shoulder. Maybe you cannot touch, but that's the direction we're going. And always keep your left shoulder into the wall. And keep turning. Bring your left shoulder down. Oh, it stretched so much. Maybe you have to crawl your fingers away so that your shoulder can be even lower. Keep inhale and exhale deeply. Now is when your muscles need a lot of oxygen. And slowly get out of this pose. And move your head gently from side to side and check in with your neck to see if there's still some tension somewhere that you want to stretch. If you want to go back to any of the stretch, you can just pause the video and do the stretch that you like. For example, if one side feels definitely tighter than the other side, then you can stretch that side a little bit more. Otherwise, we're going to lay down to the floor and do the next stretch. It will be a leg stretch first, but the goal is to give your neck some relaxing position. So prepare the strap with you. We're going to make the strap into a loop. So you find the ends of the strap and bring it into the rings, through both rings. When you're here, bring the strap back into one ring. And here we are, we're having a loop. Sorry, but let's keep the loop big. Quite big. So I'm going to start with the biggest loop I can make. I'm going to lay with my feet touching the wall and all the toes facing up, pointing up. And then I'm going to bring my right leg up and wear the strap into my right leg. Hamstring stretch. Hold the strap long so that your shoulder can be on the floor. And you don't have to straighten your knee completely, but bring your foot, the sole of your foot, to face to the ceiling. And stay here for a while. If you want to move around the stretch, you can straighten your knee and bend your knee. Straighten and bend. Or you can move your leg closer to you and let go of your leg. So move closer and further away for a few breaths. And then we're going to bend your knees and bring this strap, bring your head into this strap. So it will feel quite weird at first. If you have your hair, move your hair out of the strap and let the strap hold you in your bone. So not in the neck, not in the soft part of the neck. So you'll be here. The other leg can still be on the floor. If you feel that it's very unstable, you can bend the other knee and put your left foot on the floor. So now I'm making a hammock for my head to rest. And the hammock will run by my leg. So I will kick my leg up higher and higher. So it's a hamstring stretch. and it will be the hammock for my head at the same time. So I will bring my arms out to the side or keep the hands on your belly as you wish. Relax everything, especially in your neck, and only use one leg, that is your right leg. Now you can bring your leg from side to side so you give your head some very nice movement, and make sure that you're letting go of your head. So there's no effort at all in your neck. Every day your neck muscles, which we have stretched before, work to move your head and to hold your head in the position. But now they all relax because your head is being held by your leg, very strong. But your head is resting on a hammock that is held by your leg. And by doing this, you also learn how to isolate. Your legs is working, but that doesn't mean you have to work in your neck, your head or your face. Actually, your upper body is being so relaxed, and your leg is doing all the job. You can stay still if you want to. Try to let go of your neck and your shoulders completely. And then to get out of this pose, hold your hands into the strap. Get out of your head first. Put your head on the floor and then out of your leg. And stay here for a while. So if I were there with you, I'm going to give you a massage on your neck in that hammock position. But I'm not there. So if you have someone in the family around you, you can ask them to give you a massage. And now we're going to do the same on the other leg. Put your feet on the wall again, and now wear the strap on your left leg, on your left foot. Let's do the hamstring stretch and stay here for a while so that you can prepare for the head hammock pose. You can bend your knee and straighten your knee, or you can bring your leg closer to you and then away from you for several times. So that your leg gets more and more flexible. And when your leg feels ready, bend your knee so that you can wear the strap into your head. If you have long hair, make sure that the hair is out of your way and the strap is holding you in the bone. So maybe the strap will be over your ear actually. And relax fully in your shoulder. You can bring your arms out to the side or keep your arms into your belly. And now the only thing that works in your body is your leg. If you feel unstable, you can bend your left knee. If you feel unstable, you can bend your right knee and put your right foot on the wall, on the floor, on the floor. The only thing that works on your body right now is your left leg. If you want to, you can move your leg gently from side to side, but don't do any effort at all on your shoulder and your neck. You have to train your body how to let go of effort. So all the movements will be made by your leg. Don't move your head on its own. If you want to stay still, you can stay still. And always let go of your neck muscles. Don't make them work at all. If you have someone else around you, you can ask them to give you a neck massage right here. It would feel really awesome. This feels so nice. I don't want to get out of this pose. This is also a very nice hamstring stretch too. But when you want to get out of this pose, bend your knees a lot so you put your head on the floor already. So we avoid all the effort and move the strap out. I feel so light on my neck. And I will slowly turn out of this pose and prepare for supported fist pose. For supported fist pose, I will have one block and I will use the high side of the block and maybe a pillow to support my head. So I have a big pillow here that I always use at home. I'm going to put it on top. But now you have to be careful because you will not see the block. So what we want to do is that the block will be right underneath the thoracic spine, so between your shoulder blade. In order to do it, I'm going to hold the block and keep it fixed here. So I can really make sure it's on it between my shoulder blade and relax my head. And then I'm going to bring my arms out to the side and feel the gentle stretch in the chest and the front of my shoulders. You can do anything you want to do with your legs, straight leg or bent knees or hips opening. So anything you want to do with your legs. You can let go of your hair so that your hair will just fall out freely and will not be tightened. If you want more stretch than this, you can bring your arms like a letter U over your head, bending your elbows gently. But wherever you are, make sure that you are relaxing in your body. So when you inhale, you can feel how you are opening toward the front. And when you exhale, let go of your shoulders and your arms more. To me, I didn't feel the stretch at first place, but the more I stay in this pose, the more I feel the stretch in my chest and the front of my shoulders. And I can clearly feel how it stretches in different parts of my right side and my left side. Try to observe your own stretch and try to describe in some way how you feel. This supported fish pose is a perfect counter pose to all the posture that we make every day. You can think of all the time we sit in front of the computer or working on the desk. We always rounding forward and using a lot of muscles in the front of our body, like chest and shoulders. This pose is a very good counter pose. It balances out our body, getting back the space that you lose in front of your torso. Try to let go more and more of your shoulders and your arms, even if that means you have to find a new place for your hands. For the rest of the class, if you like this pose, you can stay here. And anytime you want to get out of it, slowly bring your arms back to along your body and get out of the pose and rest in Savasana. Whichever pose you choose, fist or Savasana, try to relax on whatever that is holding your body weight. Relax on the floor, on the pillow. on the block. Feel how you are gaining back the space in your body every time you inhale. And when you exhale, you are letting go of the tension and the tiredness, all the effort that store up inside your body. Feel how your breath is calming down. Become very slow and gentle. If you are in fist pose, you can slowly bring your arms back along your body. Maybe put your hands on your belly and let your arms relax. After the arms opening, and then continue resting in fish pose or savasana of your choice. Take a long break here. We have all the time we need, but I'm going to finish the class today. So I hope that this class today will help us release the tension that we may have stored up in all the arm balances. When you become stronger and using more strength in your core and in your torso and in the backside of your arms like triceps and rotator cuff, you will not store up tension on your shoulders and your neck in arm balance anymore. So thank you very much and take a long break. I will see you in the next class. Namaste.